Hannah, and we're both from Seco Mines Elementary. Today we're at Shumla School learning about native plant adaptation.
So what do
Come
they
and
have
join
they could
us.
add to it? Yeah. They would add some water. They'd make it a little cake out of it, or real thin, like a tortilla. And then they would place it close to the fire on a flat rock. Here's a good one. That one? Yep, that one. I got a map in there. Yeah, we're right on the edge of the Chihuahuan Desert. Excellent. See the big black star? It's almost in the middle of the page. That's where we are. Okay, we are on the edge of the Chihuahuan Desert. Now, this star points off to an inset map. Y'all are learning about maps, aren't you, this year? So it's pointing to this inset map, which just enlarges the area that the star represents. So let's look at the inset map. See if you can find the Pecos River. Well, there is a Devil's River, but the Pecos River down where you passed over, just past Lake Amistad. What is the river that separates Texas and Mexico? Rio Grande. That's the name of the river, yes. So, the Pecos River crosses over the Rio Grande, or runs into the Rio Grande there. And also the Devil's River flows into Lake Amistad. And Lake Amistad gets the water from the Pecos River and the Rio Grande also. A mesquite tree. The wood from a mesquite tree is very thick and very dense. So, what do you think some of the things are that they use the mesquite wood for? Fire. Fire, yep. This is a good thick piece of wood for mesquite. People love to barbecue with mesquite because it flavors the food too, but back the lower Pecos people, they used it because it was good, thick, dense wood and it lasted a long time. This also is a piece of mesquite. It's thick and it's dense. They might have used it for a walking stick, but what else do you think they might have used it for? To move the fire. Yep, you don't want to touch that. But also, what else do you think they used it for? It's a digging stick. Yeah, because if it wasn't good and thick and dense, they wouldn't be able to dig very much with it, would they? Yes. The atlatl was a tool that helped them to throw the spear further. The wood that they used to make the atlatl was also from the mesquite tree.
Hi, my name is Mark.
And mine is Amy. We are here at the Shumla School.
I learned about
How to throw a clavo.
You have to find some way to put food on the table. Do you think you're going to spend more time hunting or gathering?
hunting.
It's actually flipped. We call these people hunter-gatherers a lot of the time, but they really were more gatherers than hunters. All right. So they spent a huge amount of their time looking for things that they could easily take from the land to feed themselves. All right. So when you go to your plant station later on, they're going to talk to you about a lot of the plants that they would eat. There are any number of trees out here and plants that have berries on them that can be eaten. Even the cactus puts out prickly pear tunas. Have you ever had those? Pretty good, right? You can eat those. So there's all kinds of food that can be taken from the land, right? And that starts to fill some of your calorie requirements. But on the other side of it, you do need fat and protein in your diet. We tend to have a little too much fat and protein in our diet. The folks who were living out here 4,000 years ago were starved for fat and protein. It was a big deal for them. They couldn't go to all of the places where we go to get meat, right? So you have to find some way to procure it. One major food source, if you remember the canyon where Val stopped y'all at the very beginning, if you go a couple of miles down that canyon, you're going to hit the Pecos River. They ate lots of fish, a whole lot of fish. That was definitely on the menu, and also little mollusks, clams, those kinds of things, mussels. There are all sorts of animals living in the water that can be gotten easily and put a pretty sizable amount of protein on the table, and those are easy resources to basically gather, right? You don't have to work hard to put a fishing net out or to go around picking up mollusks. That's easily done. But there's not a lot of fat in those either. And so when they could get them, bigger game animals were incredibly important too. When we're going to do some practice hunting today, we have 3 animals out on the course that are common down here. Porcupine. Porcupine would give you about 8,000 calories. You see that little guy hiding under the bush there? That would give you about 8,000 calories. Not very tasty, but if you're looking for fat, there's a lot of fat on a porcupine. Javelina, probably about 28,000 calories in that. Or a deer, all the way down at the end would probably have about 53,000 calories. If we're thinking about it mathematically, how many calories do people need to get through the day? 2,000. Who said 2,000 here? Good. 2,000 is what the USDA says, and a lot of people say that for the way we live, 2,000 is probably a little bit high. But it's about a 70-foot throw, right? And it's not a very hard throw, is it? You can see it's kind of wobbling around out there. Right? This allows me to throw with substantially more force, and it's a very simple tool to use. When you grab it, you're going to have your bottom 3 fingers across the bottom of the atlatl like this. Can you see? These 3 fingers have to stay down here. This is where you get all of your throwing power. And then you're going to make an L shape with your thumb and your index finger. Right? And you can see at the top of the atlatl, can you see a little hook there? And at the bottom of the dart, can you see a little hole? Just like that. So that fits right in there. Okay? And then it's going to lay on top of your fingers. It always has to be on top of these fingers, and then you pinch it between your thumb and your index finger. Does that make sense? Can you see the grip? A lot of you are first going to try to throw it like this. It will not go anywhere. All right? And it's just like throwing a baseball, right? So when you throw, you're releasing out here, right? You want to follow all the way through. So again, grabbing the board, dart slots into the hook. Dart slots into the hook, sits on top of your fingers. You pinch. You got it. Just make sure that stays tight and loose. Good. Wait. Good. Good. All right, 7.
Hey.
Teacher looking good.
Hey, go to 7. Let me go measure.
Hi, my name is Eliza Gonzalez. Today we're at Shumla Ranch campus and we're learning how to make paint with fat and rock minerals. Come and join us.
Exactly. Why isn't it working with just water, guys? Why isn't it working with water? What happens when you mix water and oil? So some of the bigger animals, like the deer, you only get them a couple times of the year. You're going to take that marrow, instead of making a soup out of it, or instead of giving it to your little bitty baby brother or sister who's really, really hungry, or you have your grandma and grandpa who might be sick and need the extra nutrition, as a community, as a team, you guys would have decided to go ahead and set it off to the side and save it. Because you need this binder to be able to make your paint, to be able to mix with all those stones and rocks and minerals that you've ground down. Now, that cat that's up there that you guys were looking at, if I was laying down on the ground, that cat would be longer than I am, and he's thicker than I am wide, okay? He's about this thick. So how much paint do you think it would take to make him all red?
A lot.
A lot. So how much fat do you think it would take to
A
make?
lot.
How long do you think it would take to save? A year? You're only gonna get one deer, maybe once or twice a year.
from Second Mines Elementary. We're at Shumla learning how to make fire with friction.
You did have 2 pieces of wood. How are 2 pieces of wood going to start a fire?
But the energy from the sun. Friction? Causing friction.
You get up around 500 degrees to be able to start on fire. Okay? 500 degrees. So think about cooking a turkey in an oven. Right? So it has to get around that hot. So how do you guys think? So I'm just going to tell you that we know that people out here 4,000 years ago used things like this to start fires. How do you think we know that?
Because of the remainder of the little fire, the burned wood.
So burned wood. Who said who found them?
You?
So I found them.
No.
Archaeologists. That's right. So archaeologists have found things like this in some of the rock shelters and caves that are out here. So we know people started fires using this technique. So there's just a couple basic parts of the friction fire starting. The first is the spindle. Okay, this is the spindle right here. It's a long piece. This is what you're gonna spin. Okay, this is what you're gonna go do this like. This is called a hearth board. See how it's got all the holes in it? So the hearth board is what you're actually gonna put your friction fire spindle into to start the fire. Okay? Okay. And then I'm gonna put my tinder bundle on top of my baseboard and then place my hearth board on top of that. And I would show you guys how to do this one. Well, I'll show you briefly. And then you put your foot on it. You're gonna start off nice and slow just to get your groove going. Finger loops and put them over and put your thumbs through them. And then, same thing, just start off nice and easy.
Y'all see it already? Yeah. You see that smoke coming out?
Stop and see smoke.
Keep going.
The amber. See some more.
I'll blow on it because I'll blow it off of your baseboard, okay?
Fan it with your fingers just a little bit. So
See,
that
when
it
you
keeps
get
going.
that oxygen, it turns,
What is
see it?
So now, yours, when you guys do it, your ember will just fall right into your tinder bundle. But for mine, I gotta tip it in there. Just knock my ember right into the middle of my tinder bundle. Then I'm gonna fold it up and over. And then long, slow breaths.
What's he doing right now? Beating it what?
What's he adding?
Oxygen.
Exactly. What does oxygen do to a fire?
It makes it lights it up. Oh. Party's just getting all smoke. Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Montes. I'm from Second Mines Elementary. Today we're learning here at Shumla School about geology.
Give me 3 major types of rocks. Okay. Woo, very good, very good. Okay, y'all listen in class. And then, this is a 2-part class, okay? You're gonna do this part here in the building. Do some investigating of the, some discoveries of what's in the tubs back there.
It makes it in nature, it always makes it like this, because how's it get into this layer business? Right? Remember that word called weathering? I mean, taking the rocks and doing what?
Breaking
them up in little bitty pieces, right? And then what happened? How did what happened first?
Erosion.
Something has to pick it up.
The wind.
The wind or the water, and it moves it somewhere, right? That's what? Erosion. Now, certain kind of rock was like, you said it's sedimentary, igneous. Metamorphic. Now you give an example. When you show a metamorphic process, there's a rock that's been treated by a lot of heat and pressure. But the trick is to go back. So you can imagine the rock like this. But you know too, what do you call it? If the water runs over here, it's going to create a pile of land that you have a name. What do you call it? Anybody know?
Delta.
A what?
Delta.
A delta, exactly. The gravel moving, the sand moving. Watch it. Look, what's that? That's deposition, and it's creating what? Turn off the water for me. Can you do? We had a landslide over here too, right?
Mudslide.
Right? Mudslide. Still erosion. It's still doing deposition.
like a river.
It still creates that.
We're really grateful to Shumla and Shumla staff for allowing us to come out here. It's a great learning experience, and we appreciate Shumla's support of the Maverick County Schools.
Thank you,